Getting views is a lot like a girl finding you attractive. Getting buyers is a lot like a girl wanting to date you.
100%. That's what I'm missing.
Based on this, what questions do you possibly have?
I actually don't have any questions. You broke it down really good.
I got a message from my friend Jamel. He's an online fitness coach, Marine vet, and his content reaches 1 million people a month. But even with all that attention, he's struggling to turn his brand into a coaching business that consistently does 10K a month. He thinks his problem is because,
I'm gonna be completely honest, I think it's not being CPT certified.
but after looking at his page, his analytics, his offer, that's not the real issue. The real issue is psychological. People see him, they admire what he's built, but they don't have enough reason to relate to him, believe him, or trust him enough to buy. So I sat down with him and broke down 3 psychological brand systems that I've used to generate over 1 billion views, build 3 million plus followers, and make 300,000 plus from my personal brand. The goal is to help him turn attention into clients and build him a 30-day roadmap that will tell him exactly what he needs to post in order to do 10K months. Now I'm gonna take you to the room where we did the exact breakdown. Let's get into it.
How many coaching inquiries do you think you have on your page right now?
Honestly, not many.
Do you feel like, because you show me your screenshots, you have some pretty good analytics. Do you feel like the amount of views, the account visits, do you feel like it's turning to the amount of coaching opportunities it should?
Not necessarily.
What do you feel like is missing from your brand right now? What's missing from your page?
Transformation pictures.
Transformation?
Not from me, because I post transformation videos, but I mean like from clients. So
Yeah.
Client results.
Client testimonials, client results.
Yeah,
Do you feel like your content shows enough of your story?
probably not. Yeah, probably not, because I don't talk about being a Marine Corps vet, what it's done for me. I hardly talk to the camera about my personal life.
Okay.
I just talk about the gym.
What do you think your A+ problem is? Why do you think you haven't signed more clients?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think it's not being CPT certified piece of paper.
You think that's what it is? Do you think there's other fitness coaches that don't have that are still able to get 10K, 20K, 30K, sign a whole bunch of clients?
For sure. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of successful people out here that started before me.
I think what it is, you have the attention, you have pretty decent numbers. You show me you get almost 1 million views in the last 30 days. But I don't feel like you have the relatability or the credibility shown enough to actually make people want to buy into you. All right, so this is dog shit writing, but it's still gonna get the point across. You already have attention, but it's not converting to buyers. You're getting 1 million views in 30 days, but you have 0 client acquisition. Attention isn't the issue. You have to go through this. Every person goes through this pipeline. I teach this thing, this is what I call the influence stack. Attention, admiration, likability, relatability, credibility, trust, buyers. You have the attention right here, but you're missing these layers. And the easiest way for me to explain this is actually like dating, right? A girl sees you, she has the attention on you. Maybe she sees you're in good shape, you're disciplined, your status, maybe she sees your car, she admires you, but that's still not enough for her to actually want to date you, right? So then you start talking to her a little bit, you showcase your personality, you guys are having a good conversation, humor, all of that good jazz.
Okay.
Now she likes you. She sees, okay, this guy is kind of funny. He seems like a good time to hang out with. But that's still not enough for her to actually trust you enough to date you. Then after she likes you a little bit, you guys go out some more and you start opening up. You're telling her your story. She can now relate to you. She doesn't feel like, oh, I see this guy. She feels like, I know this guy. I can relate to this guy. But that's still not enough. Next is the credibility. Can you actually show up and be the man you want to be? Can you actually solve problems? Can you stand behind everything that you showed her and be consistent? Once you show this credibility, she now then has trust to actually date you. Personal brands work the same way. Everybody goes through the same structure. They see you from the views, they admire you for some reason. Your case is your physique. But now they have to like you, relate to you, have credibility, so they feel like they can actually buy into you.
Okay.
Getting views is a lot like a girl finding you attractive. Getting buyers is a lot like a girl wanting to date you.
There's a psychological reason why clear positioning matters. It's called processing fluency. Basically, the easier something is to understand, the easier it is to trust. Imagine you're in the grocery store, you're trying to buy protein. One bottle says whey protein, 25 grams of protein, vanilla, helps you build muscle. Okay, you already understand what it is, who it's for, what it does. Another bottle says human optimization blend. Now you're standing there thinking, is this pre-workout? Is this protein? Is this green? I don't know what this is. Even if this product is better than the first product, you're gonna put it back because it's confusing you. It's making you work too hard. Personal brands work the same way. People should not be landing on your page decoding who you are. They should not be having a thought, is he a coach? Is he a trainer? Is he a fitness influencer? Is he a gym personality? That makes people hard to even land and stick with you and trust you. For Jamel, the simple fix is Marine Vet helping you build discipline to get lean, confident, and consistent. This is not boxing them in. This is making them easier to understand and trust.
Starting with the first stage, your competitive advantage is really comprised off of three things. There's this circle here, this Venn diagram. This circle right here is what you're undeniably good at. This is your story, why you're unique, your unique mechanisms. Then this story is what you can create forever, the content you like making, the topics you like covering. The last circle is what can people actually pay you for? What do you have to teach? What transformation can you provide? What product or service do you have? In this center, the overlap is your competitive advantage. And from there, you'll get who you help, why you, and what you sell. For you, what do you think you're undeniably good at? What transformation have you have? What skills do you have? What have you been through in this life that no one can take away from you?
The results, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, for sure. The fact that I achieved a physique that 90% of others won't be able to achieve.
Facts. I would also even say that you spent 6 years in the Marines.
So being a vet,
You're a vet. You spent 6 years in the Marines. You have discipline. You have showed that you're disciplined. What else?
everything I pretty much said I was gonna do in life, I did. So I've always had that strong mindset.
You've had a transformation going from nothing to something
100%.
in your own way. What can you create forever? Topics? What type of videos?
I mean, I have a lot of military stories, so I would say
Story
about
times.
Yeah, story times about
Story.
the military.
What people can pay you for. Based on these, what do you think you could sell? What do you think the market will buy? What do you think people are interested in purchasing from you? Usually these are things people ask you for in your DMs and your comments. What do they say they need? Maybe it could be,
How to stay disciplined.
they want discipline, they want fitness routine, probably want nutrition.
And most importantly, it's not the fact that it's hard, but people do want that extra push. That's why I'm here.
The
to actually
accountability.
get up. Yeah, 100%.
All these things are pretty common, but when they are combined in conjunction, now it makes you a rare individual. For one, you're in the Marines, you have a crazy transformation. People ask you for fitness and nutrition. You could even do things like, okay, you're 26, you're black, you go to the gym often, you make gym content, you have a lot of stories from the Marines. All these things, if they were isolated, they're pretty common. There's a bunch of people in the Marines, there's people that have physical transformations. When I'm saying this competitive advantage, I'm talking about in your realm, in the people
Right.
that you would compete against. The things that make this extremely unique and make it a competitive advantage for you is when you have all of these combined. Who you help are people who don't have these things that you're undeniably good at. They don't have a physique. They don't have the discipline. They don't have the mental toughness of a Marine Corps, but they want to have that. These are people that might be on their phase one of this transformation, or they want discipline, or they want a physique. They're looking at you for that. Who you help are people who are undisciplined, out of shape. That is your ICP. That's you're describing them. You're a Marine vet who helps people become disciplined, get lean, stay consistent. So your bio needs to represent that in a way.
100%. That's what I'm missing.
And because of this competitive advantage, this gives you all your content pillars. And more specifically, I made 6 or 7 for you. Marine, veteran, discipline, getting lean sustainably, accountability and consistency. That's what it takes to actually have that transformation that you had.
100%.
Gym community and identity, confidence through fitness. 6, vices, dieting, self-control. That's what people ask you for, nutrition. 7, stage prep, your personal journey. Those are 7 of your content pillars based on your competitive advantage, based on your uniqueness. Not everyone can talk about this. I can't talk about Marines. I've never been in the Marines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So that's what you need to lean into. You got to express your competitive advantage through your content pillars and through your bio optimization, your positioning.
Okay, I got a harp on it.
This is why story content matters. There's a psychological idea called the self-reference effect. People remember things better when they can relate to it. It's like watching a movie. The superhero is going through some random problems. Sure, it might be enjoyable, but when they start going through something trivial that you've actually felt, low confidence, getting shit on, people disrespecting you, feeling like there's no way out, now you're locked in because you're thinking, damn, that's me. Personal brands need to use story in the same way. For Jamel, it's not, oh, fitness changed my life. Everybody says that. It needs to be more detailed. I was at a point where I needed to change. I was depressed. I was sorrowful. I didn't know how to trust myself. And that's when I started working out. It needs to be in detailed. And when you do that correctly, the person who is now restarting on Monday can do more than just admire his physique. They now can see their possibility of transformation through his story.
So the only way you actually relate to people is through story. The story mirror is basically structuring your stories in a way that mirror who you're helping. You're not doing it in a fabricated way, but you're just sharing the things that are important to your ICP. Who you help is the undisciplined, the out of shape, the low confidence. And you do that by talking about your story. You do that by showing the gym content and the transformation. What do you think Steve's problem is? He's undisciplined, he's out of shape, he has low confidence.
Could have been bullied, could have not had, the right parents, the lack of love and all of that.
Probably directionless, aimless, maybe even had a traumatic situation happen. We don't know. But what we want to do is try to mirror your story in a way that speaks to one of those variables. You could talk about a pain that you felt that's similar to the ICP before you actually had this transformation. What were you feeling like? You told me earlier, like
Hopeless.
hopeless.
Yeah,
People were letting you down. You start off your stories like that. I felt like this, da 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 da. For you, it could be someone let you down and you felt depleted, you felt hopeless, you felt depressed. And from there in your story, you say the turning point. This thing happened for me to actually start taking initiative on changing who I was. I was fed up of being overlooked. I was fed up of people going to this guy instead of me, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I said I had enough. And you can do this multiple times. I try to rip one like maybe every 10 days. I recently just posted a story video. It don't gotta be super complex, right? And it doesn't have to be a full story every time. It could just be something small. So this video right here, I posted this one day ago. It has 3K likes. I'm talking about a past relationship. Minor details, goes to me. I felt terrible. So even just right there, ICP pain, I felt terrible, shared experience. I'm trying to reach back, a girl ghosted me. Turning point, I was so down bad, upset, pushed me to take it seriously. Now look, transformation. I got better at talking to people, I got better at talking to girls, I got better at making videos, I got in shape, I got better style, I made this much money. And that is a transformation. Like, look, the ICP has been ghosted. Girls have let the ICP down before, and they want to have the transformation where they're booming and the girl responds back. That's what they want, and that's what I had. So then, after I did that successfully, look at the comments. Good shit, bro. Fire, facts, success is the best revenge. This is actually my plan, step by step. You see how he says, this is actually my plan, step by step. His plan is to mirror my story.
Oh yeah, he needs you.
Every time you talk about your story or you talk about an event that happened, try to reflect it back to the ICP. You ever been to church and you felt like, man, the pastor's talking about me?
Oh yeah.
That's usually because they're thinking about what the audience is feeling. Oh, they're going through this pain. They're going through this pain. When you talk about the pain and you reflect it back to them, people feel like, dang, like, yo, this guy understands it. I trust him. I want to keep coming back.
Well, you're kind of telling me it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say that's
I'm vulnerable all the
biggest
time.
thing.
The more vulnerable you are, the more people can relate to you. But at the same time, there is something that's called a presence capital. You don't come off like a softie. Just talk about the things the ICP can feel and the things that don't really bother you anymore. That video I just showed you talking about a heartbreak, that happened 7 years ago. I don't care. I don't care. That was 7 years ago. You see where I'm at now? Yeah. Like, I don't care. So talk about the stories you don't care about that your ICP will care about. Don't ever reveal something that's too personal that you feel like, damn, like I'm low-key going against my character. But do get vulnerable.
Okay.
Do get vulnerable. Tell more of your story. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you more than just a fitness coach. Because we could sell, like I said, we could sell the same thing. We could both sell confidence, but they're coming to me for something completely different. I wasn't in the Marines. I don't have the same story for you.
This is where a lot of creators lose money. They have the content that makes people want to watch, but not the content that makes people want to trust. This is called authority bias. People trust people more when they perceive them as an expert. But you can't just go online and say, trust me, I know what I'm doing. That's not gonna work. Imagine you're going to the gym, one trainer is in great shape, and all he says to you is, hey bro, stay consistent, you got this is how I did it, cool. You're standing there like, all right, I guess. Then another trainer looks at you and says, hey man, the reason you're not hitting your goals is because your split isn't the proper way. Maybe you should try an Arnold split. Your diet is too aggressive. Maybe you should be eating your weekends are killing your progress. You have to cut out this, maybe lower this. And you're sitting there looking at him like, yo, how does he know this? That is the difference between looking the part and sounding like you know what you're talking about. This is how personal brands should operate in order to establish trust. For Jamel, he already looks disciplined, but now middle of funnel content needs to come in and show that he can actually teach someone else how to be disciplined. That's where he goes from fitness guy to trusted coach.
The last thing is actually having a content trust ladder. You already have views, and we call this top of funnel. What you need more of is middle of funnel. This is credibility, and then bottom of funnel is proof. It doesn't have to always be a client. It could just be your actual physique. Like you have a few of those in there where you share your 0 to where you are now, 0 to hero kind of transformation. But what I want to capture here is the middle funnel credibility, is allow people to view you as an expert in your field. It allows people to come on your page and say, he knows what he's talking about. And when people feel like you know what you're talking about, and they can relate to you and they admire you, they then buy from you. Middle funnel looks like you diving in on something that they particularly need help on. And you do that by addressing their pain and how to solve it in a video. So example for you is people say they're undisciplined, they say they're inconsistent. So you can make a video why you keep falling off your diet after 2 weeks. And you talk about how to actually solve this.
Okay.
So you keep falling off every 2 weeks is because da 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 da, and what you should be doing is da 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 da. You know, you probably know it way better than me. And you can have fun with it too.
So I could just basically like making an assumption, right? Like, okay,
It's not an assumption, it's actually their problem.
got you.
That's what you kind of speculate on, but you can get better feedback when you actually engage with some of your comments or engage with some of your DMs. People will reach out to you and say, oh, this is my story, da da da. Ask them why. You could even do a story post, a Q&A, and say, what are you dealing with? What do you need help with? And they're gonna tell you every single thing they need help with, and you can just make videos out of that.
True.
I had a video specifically made out of a Q&A. I put a Q&A on my main account. What are you struggling with the most? A lot of people were saying women disrespecting them. So I immediately thought to myself, well, let me make a video addressing why this keeps happening. So I made this video, 6 habits that quietly make women lose respect for you. The result is 4.5K likes, but what's even better than that is the amount of follows. This had pretty 400 followers.
Wow.
The video only has 100,000 views because I'm talking about their pain point. And don't ever be scared about giving out too much value. There's no such thing. Because even if you give out all the value you possibly have in your brain, that doesn't mean they can implement it. That doesn't mean they have the systems. That doesn't mean they have your accountability. They're still gonna fail. You know, you only win when you actually apply it. So give them the credibility, give them the juice, but position it in a way that makes them view you as an expert. Tell them what they're doing wrong. Tell them the few things they can do to tweak it, and let them actually come back to you for more, like, how do I fully implement this? When you do all of these 3 things, you're no longer just getting views for the sake of views. You're no longer just a regular fitness guy that has good motivational videos. You're somebody that people actually want to get coached from, and you get more client acquisition. The way I would structure this is these 2 posts, because these are 2 different types of content that you need to make. I would just start off by doing 1 of these a week. 1 middle funnel, 1 story video a week, and continue doing your top of funnel and strengthen your positioning. And if you do that for 30 days, 1 of these a week for 30 days, I promise you'll have more people in your DMs asking to be coached by you. After we finished the brand clinic, Jermel basically asked me, what should I do in the next 30 days? And that's real, because understanding the problem is one thing, but knowing what to post and how to fix it is a whole entire different thing. So I built a 30-day roadmap that tells you what to post, what to fix, what each content is supposed to do. It's designed around all the mechanisms that I talked about in this video: positioning, conversion, story, content trust ladder. If you want that, DM me roadmap on Instagram. Any questions?
No, sir. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your time.
The goal is not for Jermel to stop posting the viral gym clips. That's what gets people in the door. But once they're there, the brand has to do more. The positioning makes people understand him. The story makes people relate to him. The trust ladder makes people believe in him. Once he has all of that, that turns attention into trust, and that trust turns into clients. Man, okay, I guess that was thorough. Well, that's all I got, bro. That's all I got, bro.
I appreciate your time again, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. You're gonna get all of this, and I look forward to see your results. I'm gonna check back in like 60 days.
Okay.
And I know I'm gonna hear like, yo, I just signed this client, I signed this client. If you do all of that, you're gonna sign more clients, 100%.
Okay.